Hi guys, Sunday blessings. I hope that you are all safe and that you are all well and that you're having a fantastic weekend, whatever you're getting up to. So I'm just coming on to very quickly do the Tarot and Oracle Sunday review video for you all. So the deck that I'm going to be working with today or showcasing today is the Herbal Tarot. This is a really cool deck. So this has been created by Michael Tierra, I think that says. Might be sort of pronouncing that wrong. And Candis, Cantin. So this is a really kind of cool deck. And it just sort of says on the side here, I'll read what it says. The Herbal Tarot deck, created by Michael and designed by Candis, integrates the healing properties of traditional herbs with the symbolism of tarot. A different herb is identified and illustrated on each card. Now this is really cool because they have kept the concept of traditional Rider-Waite. As you can see, there's an example on the back there of the Magician card, but they've integrated all these amazing herbs. Now this is created by US game systems, so we've seen quite a few of their decks in the past, but let's check this bad boy up and have a little look and see. So, So what you've got with this, you do have a book with this one. So this is the little book. So it's a little black and white book, which we'll look at in a bit more detail shortly. And then what you've got here, this is lovely. You've got an introductory kind of card, which just illustrates and sort of welcomes you into the deck. And then this is really nice. There's a little sort of welcome sort of card. And I'll just read what this sort of says here. The path of the herbalist is to open ourselves to nature in an innocent and pure way. She in turn will open her bounty and reward us with many valuable secrets. May the earth bless you. So I think that's a lovely little kind of blessing card, really. So that's really nice to have. And then literally we're going straight into the cards themselves. So this is the sort of back of the card. Beautiful artwork, as you can sort of see here. And stock quality is a medium. They're not the thickest, they're not the thinnest. They're like a medium sort of tarot sort of stock quality, traditional sort of tarot size. But what you've got is each kind of card. So this one is the Fool. So you have obviously that at the bottom, and then you have at the top what the plant is or what the herb is for each one. So they've, oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of wind this morning. They've really sort of tried to sort of, that's my lemon tea gone down the wrong way. They've really tried to kind of encompass all the great stuff there. So I just think this is a really cool deck. I like the fact that it's very similar to kind of traditional Rider-Waite, so they've not tried to sort of take or devalue anything from it. They've kind of kept it quite similar actually, which is really nice. This is a deck that I could easily see myself working with, and I think this is why I like it sort of so much actually. So I'm going to run through and show this to you. Now there's a slight change here. Instead of the Hierophant, they've changed this to the High Priest. So they've retitled him, but I think that's kind of cool because we still get the understanding of who he actually is. But I really like this deck. I think it's really kind of fun. I think it's really cool. For any of you sort of herbalists out there, this would be a definite kind of one for the collection. This is easy to understand as well. It's not trying to sort of be so artistic that it takes away from the energy of what actually this deck is about. So I really like it. I think it's cool. I think this is easily a 10 for me. This is another 10 deck actually. So obviously they've changed the Wheel of Fortune to the Medicine Wheel, so that's interesting. A little bit of a tweak there, which we like. But I think it's cool. I like this deck. I think it's a real fun one. The Hangman they've changed to the Suspended Person. So like I said, there's a few adaptations, but still, you know, I like to turn my card upside down with that one, and you can still do that to get the perspective, and they've kept that ball of light around this person's head, so you can still do that with this, which is really cool. So I just think this is a really nice deck actually. They've changed the Devil card to Pan. So there's a few sort of tweaks and sort of changes, as I said, but you can still understand, you can still work with it, which I think is really important. It's really nice because some decks become so kind of complicated, you actually sort of don't end up understanding what you're doing. But with this one, they've kept it all. So I like that. I haven't got to kind of the minor arcanas yet, so that will be interesting to see kind of what comes out there. That's really nice. I don't actually always like the Judgment card, but the way they've done that with this sort of trumpet coming out from the clouds, I really like that. Okay, so let's see if they've actually bothered to sort of run the theme through with the kind of the minors. So we've got the King of Swords there. So far, so good. And it looks like, yes, it actually does look like we've got a little bit of a story. We've got something to work with, which is really, really cool, because I know that looks a bit gruesome, but it is really cool because sometimes, like I've said in previous decks, they just give up and they forget about the minor. So the fact that we've kind of got the clear messages here, I really like this. This is cool. There's a lot of kind of aspects of traditional Raider. So if you have trained using the Raider deck, this would be really easy to apply it to this one. It wouldn't take sort of too much. I actually really like the simplicity of some of these cards as well. Perfect. I just really like this deck. I know it's quite an old deck. I'm trying to see when it was produced, actually, if it sort of says. Oh, 2021. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, hang on. Copyright 2019. I'm not sure if that's when it came out or not. I'll have to check that. It doesn't sort of say clearly. Sometimes they show when they've actually been created. Because I know this one has been around for a while, but it's new to me. I've only just kind of got it into the collection. But I think it's really, really cool. Like I say, lots of vibrant colours. So there's lots that you can sort of work with in many weird and wonderful ways with this deck. So it's nice, it's really cool. It'd be really interesting to see what the book has to say in terms of the herbs, because I'm not a herbalist by any stretch of the imagination. I have an awareness for herbs. It is something I would like to add to my sort of string of bows. String of bows, is that the right way of putting it? My string of stuff, you know, learning about herbalism. It's on my list of things to do, but, you know, I haven't had time as of yet to really kind of, you know, learn it and study it in the way that it needs to, because it's quite a discipline, actually, herbalism. It's not an easy thing. I know quite a few people that have become herbalists, and you do have to do quite a lot of work to sort of make it work for you. But definitely well worth the investment, because I have always felt from a very young age, for every sort of illness in this world, there is a plant or there is some type of herb that can cure the illness, definitely. It's just matching and marrying it all up. And it's educating ourselves enough, isn't it, to sort of learn about it. Okay, I might not show you all of these, but I want to show you enough of them. So you're kind of getting the idea here, hopefully. I would say that the artwork is basic, but I like it because it's sort of, again, it's a storytelling kind of artwork. I get that kind of theme from it a lot. Oops, okay. And it's interesting to see with like some of the cards, how they've kind of depicted it, you know, because like this one, for a lot of people, they don't like this one. When I teach tarot, a lot of people get overwhelmed by that card. So it's always interesting to see the way that sometimes they showcase bits and pieces. Okay, like I say, I want to show you enough of these, but I don't necessarily want to show you all of them. Or shall I just show you all of them? Maybe I might. We'll see how we go. That's nice. I like the way they've done that with still encompassing everything that's needed. So the pentacles look quite interesting, not your conventional pentacles, the way that they've done these, still having the theme and the idea of it, but with the blues, that's quite interesting, that's quite different. You wouldn't normally get that from that. I think that's quite nice, actually. Like I say, I love the fact that they have actually bothered to showcase everything that is required. All the sort of important symbology of the card, you've definitely kind of got that running through, which is great because it gives you, you know, quite a lot to work with actually, which we need, I think, as readers. You know, sometimes the cards can be either so vague or too fancy that you lose information. And that is all the cards, guys. So what we'll do, let me just gather these together. Now, because I haven't actually worked with this deck yet, I was keeping it back, keeping it nice, just so I could review it first. I'll give these a really good knock and a really good shuffle. So just get the energies mixing up, see what we need to know about here. Oops. And see what the cards have in store. Like I say, they're a lovely sort of traditional sort of tarot size. So they do glide quite lovely in the hand. Now, because these are new as well, this is probably why they're gliding quite nicely. So I'm going to give these a really good shuffle up, just so that we know what we've got going on here. And I'm going to ask the cards to sort of showcase a message or a card for this Sunday, and obviously something for the week ahead. I'll know when it's right because it will just literally spit one at me. Like that. There we go. Oh, interesting. 7 of Pentacles. And it just says at the top here, rhubarb, which I actually hate. So please don't ever present me with a rhubarb pie, because I would not like that. I love apple pies and blueberry pies and pretty much any other pie, but not rhubarb. So that's interesting. So what we'll do then, the book is very basic, I'll have to say. It's got the kind of breakdown of everything at the front there. Very small text as well. I don't know if you can sort of see that. And then literally we're just jumping straight into the cards. So what we'll do, we'll find the Pentacles, and then we'll find the meanings and the information. So we have got 8 of Pentacles. So, okay, so 7 of Pentacles. So there's like a section here in the middle. So there's not huge amounts. So what we've got kind of here then, it just says 7 of Pentacles, rhubarb. And then it's got a bit of information about rhubarb. So it's a laxative, astringent. The root is used to promote bowel movement, relieve blood in the stool, aid digestion. So that's what that's good for. So if you need anything like that, and that's interesting, you know, that side of things. And then it just sort of says here, divination meaning, hard work ahead, need to till the soil to make room for new growth. So it's tending, isn't it? It's tending to everything. It's recognizing what you've got already, but it's also tending to what still needs work to improve a little bit from, you know, a financial space, but also energetically as well. And it could be things around you that can then lead to sort of financial sort of success. Now, it does give a reverse meaning for any of you guys that read tarot in reverse. I don't, but I know some people do. And it just says here, work with no vision, lack of the ingenuity and imagination needed to achieve goals. So if this was upside down, it would basically be sort of saying that, you know, things are a bit heavy, a bit negative. Maybe it's all a little bit like lackluster, but I always read tarot from the positive perspective. So that's what you kind of get in terms of that. So I think the book is okay, a bit basic. Would have been nice to have seen a little bit more in terms of that. But it is what it is. So if any of you are overindulging this weekend, you know that rhubarb is what's required to get those stools maybe moving or get the bowels going again a little bit. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, a nice little interesting deck, this one. All in all, I think it's really cool. Tuck box, I don't like them as a rule that much, but having said that, this one's quite a nice one. You know, it's intact. It's not completely battered and bruised like some of them tend to be. Probably would deduct a few points for that. I prefer a lovely box, so maybe bring that down to an 8. So I think overall this deck is an 8 or 9. Like I say, the book lets it down a little bit, a bit basic, but I like the fact they've put all of the money, all of the investment into the cards, because that's how I feel tarot should be. So all in all, I think it's a great deck. I think it's up there as an 8 or a 9, really. So check it out. It's the Herbal Tarot, if you feel kind of guided to it. have a little look, see what you think. But it is a great one to have in the collection. And for any of you that have an interest in herbalism, whether you're wanting to get into that or just having additional awareness for stuff, it's nice to have. This could be a great deck that I could refer to if I needed to know certain aspects or certain things. And it would be interesting to see how you could bring it into a complete big reading, actually. So I think it's quite a cool one to have in the collection. So I'm going to leave it with you. Hope it resonates. Hope it makes sense. Have a great Sunday, whatever you're getting up to. I will see some of you lovelies today at Be Well and Beautiful Holistic Fair in Bradford-on-Avon. I will be there from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. I know that I'm booked up for readings, but still come along to the day if you're free. And if you're stuck for something to do, because there are going to be some fantastic stall holders and readers and therapists. There's also a lot of talks throughout the day, workshops. So come along if you're free, get involved. It's £3 door entry, and it's going to be a fantastic day. So I'll see some of you lovelies a bit later on. Much love. Bye for now.